Peace. Quick little think fast. Being in that houseless transition, you know, on that sole purpose and that pursuit of happiness, whatever, quote unquote. But going through that temporary houselessness, you know what I'm saying, what a lot of y'all call homeless. But going through that temporary houselessness is almost like an entrepreneur's retreat. And I thought about it like when I like see like a lot of the people that that I have synchronized experiences and end up running into and things of this nature. Like in the back of my head, I'd be like, was you ever came across somebody and like knew that, all right, this person is gonna invent something popular or famous. I don't know what it is, but this person gonna do this. Whatever this person working on, they gonna be great at that. You know what I'm saying? But from being at Starbucks, because Starbucks is basically like a entrepreneur meeting place. Like I tell anybody, matter of fact, that should be like a rule. Like if you're an entrepreneur and you working or whatever, if you ever in a Starbucks, man, speak and talk to people, socialize, man. You don't never know who's sitting in Starbucks, because that's the thing, y'all all vibrating on the same frequency, so that's why y'all in these same places. And that's what you have to remember too, as far as like when you're on course to doing something or accomplishing something, then you on a certain vibration. So you gotta realize, like some of them times when you're not thinking to socialize with people, but you gotta realize if you're on a certain mission, hey, if somebody kind of provoke you to speak to them or something like that, that's what's trying to nudge you, to build a rapport and talk, because again, the vibration that you're on is around you, you know what I'm saying? But I thought about how it is like a little retreat. In fact, the other morning I woke up out of my little spot and saw a brethren laying on the next little bench. It's almost just like a little retreat, like a little jose or something, so to speak. I don't like using that terminology. But like where I was like, you don't need no water or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like like offering, knowing. And I told him that because I know I see it, because I could feel that. The vibe of like some people are gonna be houseless by choice or default forever in this lifetime, but some of us again doing it temporarily to get to something to something more fulfilling to our soul, and I could feel that vibe on him. Like I felt that he wasn't nobody that's like basically I felt that he was out here like me, like we both like fucking 9 to 5. I'm waking up and going to sleep on my own terms and doing my own thing, and that may take temporary houselessness, but that being in a temporarily houseless situation, is like a little retreat, for entrepreneurs. And think about it like this, man. Pressure makes diamonds. It's not a diamond in this world that wasn't made loosely or from not getting pressurized. That's a lot of reason why a lot of brethren or sisters, anybody who dealing with anything, who has it easy coming up, whether it's having it easy with their parents or having it easy with their job or whatever, and then when they get into something serious, they can't handle it because they wasn't built tough enough for it. They didn't go through that pressure ahead of time in order to build them up to be ready and strong enough for anything. And there's a personification too on all levels, on carbon, melanin, like the carbon. That's what a diamond is. A diamond is pressurized carbon, So basically, you go under that pressure, you end up making a diamond. And that's how, and you should see those situations like that, whether it's something as simple as spilled milk or a flat tire or whatever the case may be. If it's something that you would normally see as, oh man, dang, or this is something bad, it's like, nah, it's something that is allowing you to grow to the next step, Because honestly, like with me, I for sure chose to be on a houseless level, because I could have, did other little things or whatever the case may be. Of course, I already proved that to myself that I could sustain a 9 to 5 and, take care of some bills on that level. But this is a choice. Like I'm done with that, and I know we're moving into an age where we're manifesting things, so I'd rather start from scratch. Like, well, all right, cool. I get to work on manifesting things every day. I get to live how I should have been taught to live from elementary school. You know what I'm saying? So basically, that's what the houseless stage is. In essence, it's kind of like going through those beginning stages of being in the now and being timeless and being on your own quote unquote time. You know, and in some cases, you know, you just kind of may have to go through temporary quote unquote hardships. I mean, you know, of course, you got different factors that you got to deal with. Me personally, you know what I'm saying, I just like to deal with my hygiene. I just like to make sure, you know, I can make sure my mouth right, my body right, you know what I'm saying? But it's all mental, because when I thought about it, the only thing that would bother you about going through a houseless transition, when you really think about it, and which is something that don't exist for me no more, is worrying about what other people think. Oh man. And then two, this me in my hometown. I don't know about everybody else, but you know, like oh man, that boy homeless man, that boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, he and matter of fact too, that's how the media do a lot of people too on the outside looking in, but that's a whole nother story where some of these stars seen as crazy or this and that, but you just looking from way afar. You don't know what's really going on, you know. Same thing with me in my situation. That's why I don't talk, and that's why I don't have no shame in bringing it up. I made a snap the other night, you know, just like bring it up. Only reason why I don't super broadcast it, because I try to, no matter what's funny, no matter how old my soul is, my kindred spirit, aka my moms that been traveling with me through these lifetimes, well, in this lifetime, she's really attached to my humanity as her son. So I try to keep her mind at ease, you know, and try to not, but even then I still kind of throw them hints at her like, hey, I'm doing what I'm doing, and it's gonna add up to something bigger, you know. Just, if you feel me and hear me saying I'm good and everything is good, then don't, you know, you should only be panicking and tripping if I'm panicking and tripping, you know. But I know again, all of them. But yeah, it is like a little retreat, you know, and that's what it is. Your vibe attracts, you know, because as I'm going to all these different places, matter of fact, I'm gonna give a little shout out right quick, you know, Moon Juice, just come from there, and looking at them based out of Venice, but like where you put yourself around the people and the setting that you're trying to, you know, manifest and be around, you know. Because if I'm sitting in a city or a town that never shows me any of the things I'm trying to manifest, then, you know, it's kind of hard. Of course, you could use vision boards. It ain't no impossible deed, but, you know, when you put yourself in the area, in the place of the vibrations that's vibrating on the level, and they vibrating at abundance, you know what I'm saying? Where there's a bunch of people vegans, a bunch of people dealing with crystals, you know what I'm saying? That's an advantage to my soul purpose, you know? It's not necessarily about just a particular place. It's like, nah, you know, it is in alignment with my soul purpose. And in order to, you know, help you get to your soul purpose, you gotta align yourself and put yourself where, you know, where your soul purpose could thrive at. And a lot of us still, you know, learning and trying to find out what the soul purpose is, you know, still getting into it, tweaking it. I know I'm still tweaking and trying to see what I want to work on first and do, you know, what projects I want to save for later. But, you know, it's all a growth, you know, and don't never trip out, don't never panic. You know, let the universe take care of you. That's another thing too by doing this, you know. It's like a retreat. It's also like a shaman retreat for me also, because it allowed me to get back in that mode to see how the universe manifests things for me. Cause like when you, me personally, when I'm too in the world and not, you know, I get into that egotistical mind frame of thinking that things come to me out of physical conditions and not source. But whenever I'm like, you know, in this mode, then I'm manifesting on a source-like level, you know. Matter of fact, because if I'm sitting there, you know, in my houseless situation, I'm sitting there manifesting, focusing on certain things, affirming, and then seeing it pop up. Sitting around affirming and seeing it pop up, or sitting myself fearing something and then seeing it pop up, you know, like learning and sifting through which ways could really, you know, or which ways I could manifest things with ease and practicing it, you know, because that's another thing you gotta practice, you know. That's where, again, holding on to the 9 to 5 and not being scared to take that leap, all that, to each his own on when it's your time or if it's your time ever. But you know, you holding on to that situation. Matter of fact, I forgot the point I was gonna make on it. Oh well, it was about holding on to the situation. It'll come back to me. You see, that's the thing, man. Like, and I always share that with people. You know, I learned that sometimes if I dwell on the point or try to hold on to a point, and then a car passed and kind of threw me off, I allowed it to throw me off, in essence. But yeah, like I'd be talking and then just slip out. It's like, but it's only when I was trying to hold on to a point, you know. And it's like, oh wait, what my point was, and then it's like, all right, well, you know, but that's it. Don't be scared to go on a retreat, on the houseless retreat. You know, the pressure make a diamond. You can sit around and chill over time and become a slowly farming piece of agate. You know, slowly farming over years and years, you know, microcrystalline silicone deposits, and then, you know, coming back and then more deposits, and then that's where you get the bands from on, you know, on gate 2. It's from time, and that's why it works like it does on a whole nother subject. But you can either be like that at gate, you know, and well, by the time your situation is like, it's time to come out your physical body. What you doing? You know, or you could make that diamond right now, you know, and just gotta go through that pressure. But peace, happy now, and now is the vibrate. The rate at which we vibe, baby, right now, not too far in the past. Not too far in the future, right now.